Welcome everyone to the February 2016 love readings for all the signs. So without too much fanfare and talking, we'll just get into it. So the first sign is Aries. So what information advice can you give us regarding Aries love life for the month of February? For February, I see a lot of mental energy being exerted towards business issues and financial gain. So at the very basis of this reading, there is an emphasis and a focus on finances and an improvement in finances. And I think that there is a new beginning coming, a new financial beginning coming, or a new beginning in relation to business. And I feel also like you're kind of on a lucky streak financially. So this is a good start. But I also see there's a bit of stress and worry and indecision as a result of these financial issues. So at the very forefront here, we don't have a lot of emotions happening. I think that you or your significant other is very much focused on finances. Emotions are locked away at this point. They're not focused on for the month of February. So you're going to have to be a bit patient with your loved one. But I also feel that there is a need to treat oneself. What I mean by that is like to do something good for yourself or do something good for your partner, because there is a lot of stress related to the beginnings of this business venture or finances and things like that. And I feel like you need to treat yourself just to relieve the stress a little bit, because you have a male here who is very focused on business. He's not focused on emotions at the moment or on the relationship. He's not in that loving mode at the moment. He's very much business minded and has leadership qualities. So he's employing those in these areas rather than relationships. This card for me is just saying that emotions are kind of locked away at this point because these matters take precedence at the moment. So don't feel too discouraged if there's not a lot of romance for February. Oh my goodness, I just realized it's Valentine's Day in February. So, not the best sort of thing, but that's not to say you won't get a nice surprise. You may well get a nice surprise, because there is a need to gift yourself or to gift someone else during this month to kind of relieve the stress a little bit. But in terms of real flourishing of emotions and things like that, not for this month, Aries. Not that I see at this point anyway. I think trying to find some stability with the work is precedence at this point. So don't be too discouraged. There's also a possibility of needing to start some sort of savings plan. So this King of Spades is probably very much mentally focused on how to increase things and needing to save money for something specific. So you may not feel that he's emotionally plugged into you, but he's definitely working on material aspects of the relationship, if this is a partnership or relationship. But in terms of, if you're hoping that someone's going to come around, I would say there's not a lot of romance going on at the moment for these reasons. So don't take it too personally, I guess. All right, so on to Taurus. So what's in store for Taurus for the month of February? So Taurus, I see here there is a little bit of worry about your love life, because we are doing love readings. So there's a need to employ some creativity in order to set the foundation for a relationship. You're a bit worried about possibly taking action. That's the foundation of this. So there's a little bit of worry and waiting for something to develop. But there's also movement and progress happening. So on the love front, if things have been a bit stagnant, things are going to start moving now for February, which is great to hear. There's been some worry and stress in the past, so you're coming in with a sense that, you know, this foundation has some possibly endings, but then I do see it a coming together. There is joy and happiness. In fact, gatherings, possibly even large gatherings of people to celebrate something, possibly celebrating Valentine's Day, who knows? I mean, we have the appreciation card, so I feel like that there's going to be a sense of appreciation for February. So maybe you haven't felt appreciated, but February, I feel like there will be some appreciation, some acknowledgement. This reading is a 2 numerologically, so 2 is about formation of union, bringing together two sides. So there is the joining together here. So I do see a relationship forming here. That's more so that I feel it's something is forming, and there are new beginnings as a result of that, new beginnings that require action and communication. There will be some communication in order to get things moving again. But I see stability here. This might be you, Taurus. If this is you, then you're going to feel quite stable and secure with the formation of this relationship. This is a lovely card to have. So there is joy with this. You're going to feel like, oh, finally. And you have the Ace of Clubs here, the newness, the new beginnings. But I feel like this isn't new. I feel like this is, you know, been in the works for a while. This is a creative thing, like having to find creative ways to get things moving again. So there will be a sense of stability this month. You'll start to feel it possibly even towards the end of the month, more so as things start to move and progress. But there's firm foundations I'm hearing. This is giving me a sense that there's more firmer foundation this time, and having your physical and emotional needs met. So there will be a blending of two people, and those things will be highlighted for February. This is the appreciation card, and can also be a gift. So you may be gifted with something, and what a beautiful thing to hear for February coming up to Valentine's Day. So I really hope that for you, Taurians. And it's happiness as well. This is also a feeling of giving and receiving. So there's going to be a mutual giving and receiving. I don't feel like it's all going to be one way. It could also be an invitation. Maybe you're given some sort of invitation to attend a gathering. Either way, I do feel like there's some really nice things happening for you for February. Some things that will bring about a joining together and some happiness in relationships. After some stress and worry, things will start off a little bit slow. They're kind of slow to get going, and there's a bit of worry and possibly indecision about which way to go. But once you get into it, I feel like it will just move quite smoothly. So I really hope the best for you for February, Taurians. Let me know how it goes for you. The next sign we're doing is Gemini. So what's in store for Gemini in their love life for the month of February 2016? Geminis, for February, I feel like there's a love affair coming. There's an opportunity for a love affair. There's an attachment forming. At this stage, I feel like it's exciting and impulsive and adventure-seeking love affair or attachment. I feel it. I'm getting the words attachment, and I also feel like it's something that's new and exciting, and you'll be spending time with this person. You'll be spending quite a bit of time with this person, or you'll be thinking about them, and it will definitely be exciting. It'll be, a bit of a change to what you've had. You'll have your emotions stirred up and quite prominent. So it's a time of overcoming obstacles. Maybe you've had a period where you haven't been dating, and so now you're overcoming that, and you're going to fall into this connection with someone. Do I see a binding here? I see that there is a lot of connection between the two of you, but why I'm really cautious here is because of these two cards. All the other ones are really lovely, and they're telling me that there will be a really lovely period for you in February. But I'm getting a caution here as well. Maybe don't trust everything you hear. I'm also hearing a bit of manipulation. Be careful about opening yourself up too much. If this is a new relationship forming, enjoy it, but don't open yourself up too much. Find the motives of this person as well. Please just heed that. Because this for me is, it's not a terribly bad card, but it is a caution that I'm seeing here, that you're probably rushing in impulsively, and you'll have so many emotions stirred up, and you'll just want this so much. And that's a beautiful thing, but there's an element of manipulation with this situation as well. And possibly even disapproval from other people. If it's not, then there might be jealousy, or there might be disapproval from other people regarding this connection that you have, this new connection that's forming. But I feel like you're doing this because you have this real need for affection right now. Be careful about someone who's untrustworthy. If you already know someone who's around you that's untrustworthy, heed that. But also keep your eyes open regarding this situation as well. It might be all great now, but I don't know how it's going to develop because it's just a very quick reading. All I can say, as I've said before, just be cautious. Don't take everything as gospel that's fed to you, but you will be definitely on a high at the very least for February. So good luck with that, Gemini. I hope that was useful for you. And on to Cancer. What's in store for Cancer? Their love life in February 2016. Cancer, coming into February, I see an air sign woman at the heart of this situation, or an air sign yin energy, so someone who's a little bit less aggressive or forceful, but nevertheless still an air sign, mental and commanding. I feel this woman is going to be of great benefit to you, most especially through finances. So this card is indicating very strong business acumen, and I'm feeling that this is connected. This is someone who's very trustworthy. It's someone in your inner circle, otherwise it wouldn't be an Ace of Hearts. So there's someone in your inner circle that's trustworthy, and they can help and support you. I feel like there's a lot of help and support here through these cards. Not so much romance, although it could be your partner. If you are in a relationship at the moment, it could be your partner, and they're very beneficial to you and your financial situation and business-wise. I get a lot of business stuff with this card. But improvements in business, and they're going to bring about changes for you financially or in business. The Jack of Clubs, to me, indicates someone who's like a faithful friend almost. So this might be a friendship that you have with someone. They're very trustworthy. It's a beneficial relationship. It's a financially beneficial relationship. There might also be a settlement or a resolution to a dispute in February. So if you've been arguing with someone who's a little bit colder or more aloof or more analytical, you might find a settlement of an argument or an issue that's coming up either mid-month or towards the end of the month. I'm doing this for the first 2 weeks of February, so probably most likely mid-month there will be a settlement to a dispute. I also feel like there's a mothering energy here, so maybe it could be your mother or it could be someone who has very strong mothering instincts. They're very nurturing, very caring, and definitely in some sort of powerful position to help you, because this is a card of power as well, or empowerment. There also might be some good news coming for February to do with finances, or maybe even coming from this Queen of Spades. Some good news coming that, will bring some happiness or resolution. If this is in a relationship, again, you and your partner might be investing together financially in something, and you are a male listening to this. Trust your partner. Trust the female instinct. Trust the female instinct is what I'm getting. So for males, trust your female partners. For females, trust your own instinct, your own gut, because there's a sense of very strong intellect or intellectual knowledge here that can help the situation. So it's an accumulation here of something. You're forming something together. It's 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, it's an 8. So yes, it might be something like you might have had a dispute with this person that's been ongoing for a period of time. But eights are also business, and that's what I was talking about at the beginning of this reading. There's something related to business. This might be a woman that you work with, or someone that you could be possibly working with financially or in business. So yeah, this situation is business related. There's a potential here, but at the very least, there's a trusting relationship that's coming about during the first couple of weeks of February. So all the best for Valentine's Day, Cancerians. I hope you have a really great day. I hope that you get more than just business on Valentine's Day. Do take some time out to enjoy yourself and enjoy your partnerships. And now we're on to Leo. Leo, I see that there's a bit of fear and worry about a particular person or situation. This may represent you, or it may represent someone who's actually trustworthy. But I feel like there's fear and doubt around this person. You're not quite sure. There's a bit of confusion. And I think that there's confusion because there's still something that hasn't been revealed to you, and you probably sense that. But I feel like there will be a reveal. I feel like there will be something that's revealed to you that will bring you clarity regarding this relationship. Maybe you felt like the relationship was over, or you're not quite sure, but there's fear around, or at the very least it's at the basis of this situation. Either you're weighing up your options or your partner's weighing up their options, but there's some sort of separation here. I don't know if you guys are separated as in a divorce, or that there will be some sort of separation between the two of you physically, because I see trips here. Both these cards are indicating to me some sort of travel, longer distances. So maybe there will be some sort of separation involved with your partner over February, and that's creating some confusion and doubts within you. There might also be an invitation to travel somewhere, to meet with your significant other, because you've been separated for a period of time, or there is a physical separation between the two of you. So maybe there's a invitation that comes to you, or that you will send out for travel or a trip away together, or to visit someone. And I feel this person's quite trustworthy, even though maybe you're not quite sure, but I do feel at the base of this there's someone that you can trust, at the very least as a friend. And numerology here is 5, 15, 16, 17, it's an 8. Oh my goodness, there's so many 8s for February. There's a lot of karmic patterns coming around, and I think we're getting ready for Saturn retrograde. Maybe that's why this is happening. Quite unheard of, actually, how many 8 cycles I've read this last month. I feel like there's a regeneration happening. The 8 is kind of indicating to me some sort of regeneration and setting new priorities. Maybe you will be setting new priorities in your relationship, making maybe a decision that you will spend more time with them if you have been separated for a period of time. There's also a sense of stability here. I do feel like there's stability. Something to do with your life structure that needs to change. So maybe you need to reorganize your lives in order to make time to spend with each other. But this card to me is like there's that separation, and the two of you need to come together, and maybe this trustworthy person will be the one to travel, or you might be, because this can also indicate fire energy. Definitely travel indicated. And perseverance as well comes up for me here. You need to persevere with something. It might have caused you a bit of grief and worry and fear, but persevere with it, because the light is starting to come through. Like maybe you've been in this situation for a while where there's been a separation for a while, but the light is starting to shine. There will be some momentum happening. And also a sense of decisiveness, even though this card is kind of telling me you're kind of weighing up the options and you're doubting the situation, but you need some decisiveness here to bring in the new. So you have the foundation card, which is the grief, stress and worry, which is that side of this card, the dark side. But the light is coming through. And so in order to make that happen, you need to make some clear decisions. Maybe have a heartfelt conversation, ask the pertinent questions in order to give you some relief so that you can move forward here. I hope that helps, Leos. And now on to Virgo. So what's in store for Virgo for the month of February in their love life? What information or advice regarding Virgos? Virgos, I feel like, because we're talking about relationships here, I feel like there's an issue around marriage. Either starting a family or marriage. I feel, well, that's the basis of the issue. And I feel that if that's what's on your mind, or the foundation, then what is around it is indecision, possibly arguing. And there's also a sense of confusion. I get quite a bit of confusion and indecision. There may also be arguing related to a third party, meaning, oh, I hate saying that. There's another person involved in the relationship and you're arguing about that. At the basis, I see this card, so I don't see a separation, but I do see anxiety and confusion. And if you are this Court card, Jack of Diamonds, which is also a pentacle, so it's an earth energy, you're not quite sure whether you want to commit. Maybe because there has been arguing in the past about indiscretions or about lack of trust or just not seeing eye to eye, or maybe other people are interfering. You know, you've got marriage plans and other people are interfering, and I feel like there's going to be some communication that's going to be transformational. This is a transformational time. 3, 7, it's another 7. So 7 is about looking within, gaining a different perspective. It is confusion and then needing to make a decision. There's also travel, long distance travel, possibly for business. Maybe someone is worried about someone's indiscretions, possible indiscretions when they're traveling away, and that's causing some arguments and bickering. There's going to be a transformative time. There's going to be clarity. It may not be an easy process, but this needs to occur. I feel like this person is going to travel regardless of your opposition to it, or you'll be traveling for business. Maybe that's what's causing the problem. They're traveling away all the time and you're not sure if there's someone else involved in the picture and you're worried about that. But I feel like a relationship is being renewed somehow, and this is a transformational time. I feel more so a renewal, but I don't see complete contentment here. I don't feel like you're content, because there's things that need to be worked through and discussed, and there's imbalance at the moment more so. Maybe this Jack is worried about finances regarding a wedding or a marriage. You know, do you have the money to do it? Maybe you want to travel somewhere for a wedding. Maybe you want to have your wedding at a distance, and there's arguments and bickering over that and worry. Don't see a lot of, you know, it's a very short reading, so I can't really go too much in depth, but there's definitely a lack of harmony at the moment, and there's changes happening. So this is the transformational card, but numerologically the 7 is about some changes happening. It's like a turning point. Right? There's two opposing ideas and energies, and there's a bit of a clash at the moment. Two people coming together that, you know, are not in agreement with something, and and there's a need for these arguments to create a change or transform. Sevens are also about travel, so there is something related to this reading where travel is involved, possibly for work, or traveling away to attend a wedding. And I feel reflection is needed, self-reflection, reflection on the situation. I think there's confusion here, and some self-reflection is needed in order to come up with a workable solution. Possibly even re-evaluation of plans. There's definitely some sort of re-evaluation of plans, where maybe re-evaluation of wedding plans. I keep saying that because I feel very strongly this is a marriage card, or if it's about a stable relationship, and there is bickering about something involved with travel, and someone's confused about it. Possibly you, Virgo, but it could be a male earth energy as well. And the 7 is a yang energy as well, and so maybe the male, the yang energy in the relationship is confused. I don't see him backing out though, but I do see transformation and changes, arguments and two opposing ideas, clashing at this point. Maybe needing to look at your finances more. If you're trying to organize some sort of trip away, you need to look at your finances, or you need a strong financial basis in order to accomplish this trip. And that's what you're arguing about. I mean, if you're just starting a relationship, I hope this doesn't apply to you, because it feels like there's quite a bit of indecision and confusion here, which doesn't bode well for the start of a relationship. You don't want your relationship to start that way. But certainly these are the energies that I'm picking up on for February for you, Virgo. But remember, it's only the first couple of weeks of February, and these energies are very short-lived, so this situation might be resolved by mid-month, but we'll have to see with the mid-month reading. All right, so next we're on to Libra. What information you guys can give me regarding Libra's love life for the month of February? Libra, coming into February, you're probably going to be taking an analytical approach to relationships. If this is you, Queen of Spades, or if you're a male reading this, watching this, then it's, a woman in your life that is analytical, or she might be an air sign as well, and you're focusing very much on her for February. But how I'm reading this more so is, I feel like this is you, male or female. It is a yin energy, and the yin energy feels to me like there's been some disappointment in the past, so you're not full throttle at the moment. You're not completely empowered, but you are now making new decisions, and you are forging new directions, new alliances, new ideas to move forward as a result of disappointments. So I feel like mentally you're trying to empower yourself by looking at things analytically, because what I heard very clearly as I was drawing the cards was a sense of feeling like you were headed in the wrong direction. Maybe you had been headed in the wrong direction, and now you are making clear decisions to move your life forward in a different way. Maybe you were picking the wrong sort of relationships, looking for the wrong sort of qualities in relationships, not making choices that were congruent with what you needed. Oh dear, another 8 reading. I can't seem to get away from the 8s this month. Again, karma, things coming back around. Maybe this is like you've had relationships like this in the past, like you are reliving the same sort of pattern in relationships. Excuse my dog, that's not me snorting, it's my puppy. Yeah, so maybe there was a sense of headed in the wrong direction, and that you'd been repeating the same sort of cycle in relationships, and now you're becoming decisive and clear about what it is you want to create, and so you're setting new priorities starting February, and you're going to be very cautious, and you're going to use your head more than your heart. That's what I'm feeling also. You're looking towards creating a new beginning, and you want to start something new. And you're also changing, I'm hearing you're changing morals and values, making different decisions about these issues because there has been upset and loss in the past. So you are changing the way that you approach relationships now. So there's mental creativity, and there's looking for a new way of doing things, and you're at the early stages of these ideas and implementing these ideas. This is just telling me that there's been disappointment and similar patterns going on. However, you're making new choices because you're suddenly realizing that there's more fish in the sea. It's kind of opening you up to the idea that there is more than what you've been choosing to see previously. Maybe the way you've been very narrow in your thinking about what you wanted in a relationship or what type of person you wanted, but I'm clearly being told that there's plenty of fish in the sea and you will have options. You need to open yourself up to them. So it's opening yourself up to new ideas, and the way that you approach relationships and the way that you see relationships. Think of new ways of doing things and stop the old patterns. Rewrite your whole new chapter in your relationships. Rewrite exactly what you want and how you want things to go. Change it. If it hasn't been working, you need to change your perception to move forward. If a relationship, this is related to an established relationship, you need to change the way that you've been doing things. And you need to make some decisions about the relationship, because there are plenty of fish in the sea. If this one doesn't work out, there's more options available to you than what you're actually seeing, and I think you will start to realize that in February. All right, Libra, now on to Scorpio. Oh, Scorpio, I'm almost scared to do this reading because I copped so much flack for the general readings for Scorpio for the month of February. And I feel like I'm going to get it again because I'm going to reiterate something. And the only reason I remember the Scorpio reading is because it was just so strong. The information was just so strong, and then people didn't like the fact that I focused on one particular aspect of that reading. But I have to be true to what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling, and the messages I'm getting are very clear. There is children are on your mind, or there is a pregnancy or a birth coming. So there's a transformational period. I mean, this is new beginnings, transformations. A way of life is changing, and it's quite a profound card. So profound experiences don't see marriage or celebration. So those other profound changes may relate to work or starting a new relationship, although I don't see too much of the love card. I see more so here that there is an established relationship and children are on your mind, and I feel like there will be a pregnancy. There, I said it. I'm sorry if that doesn't sit well with everybody. I'll try to find another meaning from this, but I'll just read the pregnancy message first and get that out of the way. So it's a destiny thing. It's a fated thing. This is going to happen. It's like everything is gearing towards it. You may not have been ready for it, but you know, it's the right time according to spirit. So there will be pregnancy coming about, and there'll be a sense of contentment and harmony with this. I feel like it will bring about good feelings. And it's like you're progressing towards a goal with this as well, and you need to reorganize your finances and establish some financial foundations for this to get ready for the child. Numerologically here again, it's a 2, but that's broken down after an 11. It's actually an 11 number, and when I see 11, to me, that's always a wish fulfillment, but more so in the sense of be careful what you wish for, because you may just get it. But broken down, an 11 is a 2, and 2 is about union. So there is a union here, and 2 people coming together, probably from opposing ideas. Maybe you were both arguing about this situation, whether or not to have a baby or to wait. But I feel like there's a coming together, like a cooperation now, and bringing harmony into the situation. There's harmony here. There's a sense of balance and rightness to what's happening. Okay, I got that off my chest. Now let me see what else I can decipher from this. There may be a new start to a relationship, maybe someone that you've known since childhood, someone that you've known for a long time, and someone that brings up, childlike feelings within you. And there's a sense of joy and harmony with this person, and it is a fated relationship. This brings you a sense of contentment. Maybe I don't feel like it would be someone that you've just met. I feel like someone that you possibly have known and that you feel very comfortable with. And it's a time for setting foundations and planning in this relationship to move things forward. If there's been disputes in a relationship, there's a sense of regeneration and transformation, and coming back together, a relationship coming back from the past to more harmony and contentment. And then from that you can set firm foundations for it to flourish. Either way, there's really lovely feelings of, happiness and almost childlike sense of joy and excitement with this relationship. But again, as much as I'm saying that, I explained this to someone on YouTube the other day that, if I'm trying to read something, I'm reading from my instinct, and when it feels like it's right, it just flows. And sometimes you'll hear me ramble, and when I'm rambling, that's because the information is just flowing through. And so when I talk about the pregnancy, it flows. And when I start talking about the other options, yes, they may be options and other ways of looking at it. And if we're just traditionally just reading the cards, then that would probably fit as well. But what happens with me, if I'm reading against my flow, as I call it, against the energy that's being presented to me, it feels like a 90-degree climb up a hill. It feels like it's a real struggle to get that information out, and so these may be other options, but the main energy, the main information that I feel that I need to impart is about this particular energy. Again, it can relate to a creative project that is just starting, or there's a sense of renewal, or something that you had started in the past and now you're bringing back now, and you feel a sense of completion and contentment with it, and you're investing in this again, and that feels right as well, actually. So it might be a creative project. But again, this is a love reading. So the clearest I can get here is pregnancy that may have caused some mental turmoil, but finally, there's a transformation in thinking and in decisions, and there's a sense of contentment and then planning for things to move forward. Okay, I think I've said enough for Scorpios for this fortnight, so I hope that's useful, guys, and please don't shoot the messenger. I do try to give you more rounded readings, but it's not always possible, as I've just explained. All right, so on to Sagittarius. Saggies, I feel that coming into February, I feel like that you've felt that you've had to give a lot in a relationship, or that you've had to invest a lot to get very little back. And you're not happy with that. You're disappointed. You're basically quite disappointed that the energy balance is not there. You've got 2 9s here, which is interesting. Numerologically, it's 5. Wow, it's a 9. So this is very clearly coming to a close. Whatever this situation was with someone, it's coming to a close, and you're coming to the end of a cycle and completing it. So I feel like this is preparation for change. You haven't quite gotten there yet. You haven't quite closed something off, but you are preparing to do that. You're going to be putting an end to something because of the imbalance here, because you feel like you have been giving more. You've had to expend a lot, whether financially or materially or physically, even emotionally. You feel like you're not going to do that anymore. There's a bit of impatience around discussions and negotiation, and irritability and confrontation. There's definitely that. It's come about through disappointment. There's a need for diplomacy as well. Maybe you're overanalyzing something, but someone is overanalyzing something, kind of nitpicking maybe even. I feel that as well. There might be a bit of nitpicking going on. Maybe you're picking on someone else, or someone is picking on you for something. It doesn't feel like it's balanced. But I feel like there's a need for a separation, or needing to put someone at arm's length, like take them out of your space. So there's some sort of separation occurring here. I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear, but if this is resonating up to this point for you, it may well be that, again, there's a need to have a separation. I don't know whether it's a complete end, but I do feel a separation physically to possibly gain a different perspective here. But it is a 9 numerologically. There are 2 9s in the spread. It's telling me that something is coming to a close. What I'm also hearing is a sense of erosion in a relationship, like something, the relationship has eroded over time. It hasn't just been a quick thing. There's been over a period of time an erosion of the relationship. Like something's been bothering you for a while, really. It's been niggling at your mind or your emotions for a while, like a pest. This little card, like a little pest. It's niggled away at you for a long time, and you feel that now you need to negotiate something in order to bring this situation to a close. So for February, I don't see new relationships forming. What I do see is things ending, coming to a close, because over time things have not been what you've wanted them to be. The other emotions I'm getting, feelings of being dominated. So maybe someone has been dominating you and you've just had enough. Or also a fear of contact with someone. It's like you don't want to deal with it. You don't want to face them to end it. You're kind of afraid to actually put an end to this. Yeah, those are the feelings I'm getting and the messages I'm getting from this reading. And I'm sorry that it's not a positive reading for Valentine's Day. If this doesn't feel like it's applying to you, Saggy, then it's not for you, obviously. And then maybe just check your moon signs to see whether that resonates more for you. All right, on to Capricorns. Capricorn, coming into February, I see that there's a possibility of some sort of proposal. Could be a marriage proposal, or there's a partnership that's formed and it's mutually beneficial to both of you. You both see the benefit in this relationship. There's a message that's received regarding a union. The partnership or the relationship, I feel like there's a sense of stability and satisfaction with this relationship, but I also feel like there is possibly some sort of fear of commitment. There's this King of Spades and he's looking away, but he's not looking too far away, because I feel like he will make the commitment regardless of how he's coming across right now. The energy I pick up with this yang energy, whether it's a male or a female or an air sign, I feel like this person is quite honourable and sincere in wanting to connect with you, but they are very guarded. I hear that quite strongly. They're quite guarded emotionally because of fear of hurt. Maybe from the past they have been hurt, and so they are a little bit more guarded emotionally, and so that's why there's that fear of commitment possibly. But I do feel like there's a stability with this relationship that will lead to a more traditional partnership, a more traditional relationship, meaning that you will be together. I feel like there's a very strong binding connection between the two of you and a sense of comfort. But I feel that you might need to invest more than you are getting at this point, just because he's probably not fully engaging at the moment, and so it falls on you to invest a little bit more in order to bring a bit more balance here, to keep the momentum of the relationship going. But I feel that the investment is worthwhile. I feel any investment you make in this relationship will definitely be worthwhile for you. Numerologically, this is a 5. And 5s are all about shifts and adjustments. And I feel that there are things happening, things are shifting and adjusting. And even though there may be some sort of fear of committing at this point, I don't see him backing out. Most definitely don't see him backing out. I don't see him walking away. I see the opposite. I see him walking towards it, even though he does have a fear. And I feel like this is his past. His past is or her past, sorry, general reading, or her past, whoever it is that is more analytical or aloof or non-committal. In their past, they've had some issues, but they are very trustworthy and very sincere, and they are moving towards you, but you have to understand that it might take a little bit for them to work through these issues that they have around hurt or being hurt. Let me see if there's anything else coming up. But I feel like you need to have courage, and I feel like you need to, I feel there will be success and you will have the courage to keep going, because there is a victory at the end of this. I feel that the work that you put into this relationship will be most beneficial to you. You will get the rewards afterwards. Time is also coming up here because it's a 5. It's kind of in between 1 and 10, and that's kind of like in between the journey. You're halfway through your journey, so there's a bit of work to be done to get things moving with this relationship to the point where you see the completion. But the sun is shining on this situation. I don't think that at this point that you can go wrong, because the intentions are sincere, and this person is definitely looking towards more of a traditional relationship. So regardless of their emotional distance or their aloofness, I should say, they are still looking towards the relationship. So that's the positive sign here. Just give it a little bit of time and understanding. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that one, Capricorn. Next on to Aquarius. And happy birthday to all those Aquarians for January and February. And happy birthday to me. Aquarius. The first messages that come to me regarding this situation or regarding your love life for February are a sense of understanding, to understand something. And the other emotions I'm getting is a sense of relief and liberation and feeling refreshed and revitalized. They're the messages that I'm feeling at this point. In the reading, I feel like numerologically it's a 7, so I feel like you're going to have to be making some decisions about something. There's some choices involved that possibly are making you feel quite invigorated, like it's exciting. I feel like there's changes happening and there's excitement along with the changes. I think the choice is in relation to stability and security or for excitement. There's 2 options for you. Taking a risk and doing something different. Looking at financial and stability, or going with your head and pursuing something that's exciting. This choice could be in regards to a change of location. So moving somewhere. I also feel like there's probably an unexpected surprise coming for you, Aquarius, something you weren't expecting, and that involves some sort of choice. The energy here also, I did say it was a feeling of being refreshed and revitalized, and here I'm seeing also I'm feeling a sense of impulsiveness and adventure calling to you. It's like you've got the energy and you want to do something different. There's a need to make a decision, and I think your indecision is creating a few delays, like you're holding yourself back a little bit. I also feel like you need to cooperate, maybe bring together two aspects of yourself or two opposing ideas that you have about this relationship, or needing to cooperate more with the other person. Right now I see that there's indecision and oppositions that need to be blended, and more cooperation needed. Yeah, I do sense some sort of delays happening here while things are worked out, but I feel like there's a lot of energy bubbling up, that there's some new opportunities and changes coming that will require you to think things through. I'm trying to put into words what I'm feeling, and I feel it as there's two things I feel, and it's very similar to having these two cards together. They're both looking away from each other, interestingly. One is of stability and security and longevity, and the other one is adventure and excitement and novelty. So what are you going to choose? Maybe you're going to have a choice between two lovers in February. One that offers you stability and security, and the other one that offers you excitement. And you have to make that decision. But I feel like there's a sense of needing to put down roots, needing to have growth and stability as well. So either way, I don't think that you can go wrong, because I think that the energy is supportive of growth and stability. There's a feeling of longevity here, so you're looking towards setting roots, and I feel like there is stability here, but maybe there's also stability with excitement. So maybe there's a relationship that's forming that is different from what you've had before, that involves stability as well as excitement and movement and revitalization, and yeah, but there's still decisions involved regarding this relationship. I also feel like this might also be the healing of a relationship. It's putting down roots, making sure that this relationship can grow over time and flourish. So like I said, there's change and there's decisions here, and I don't see an outcome. I don't think the energy is giving me an outcome here just yet. And this is only till mid-month of February anyway, so there may be more clarity in the mid-month love readings that I'll be doing at that time. So not a bad reading, Aquarius. Okay, and last but not least, Pisces. What's in store for Pisces for February, for the first couple of weeks of February? For February 2016. So Pisces, first of all, what I'm feeling here is there's a connection with a female that you value and cherish, or that should be valued and cherished. There's some sort of attachment here. And maybe you're not valuing or cherishing that attachment. So, or females, if this relates to a male, maybe you're not valuing or cherishing that connection you have. Let me think. At the base of this, there's a need for improving some sort of a relationship with someone, whether it's a friendship or a love relationship. There is a need for improvements here. Maybe there is some sort of distance between you and a friend, another female friend, or males. There's a distance with a family member, a female, that you're not cherishing or valuing at this point. And you're kind of deadlocked coming into the beginning of February. There's a sense of being deadlocked about a decision. And there's a need to create harmony within this relationship. So needed improvements and a need to create harmony. And a need to give of yourself selflessly, emotionally, needing to open up emotionally. This Jack here, he's looking away from the hearts, the Nine of Hearts, and he's looking at the separation. And he's focusing on the separation instead of focusing on giving, to give value to the relationship. So Pisces, I feel like you need to, whether you're this Jack or there's a Jack in your life, he's more focused on the ending of the relationship, more ego-driven and more aloof. He's focused on the fact that there is a physical separation. I see this more as a physical separation. There's a physical separation with this female. And this female is patiently waiting, and she's someone who's very valuable to you. I'm going to draw another card because I feel like this is so solitary. It's not really giving me a full picture. Numerologically, 9, 6, 7. It's a 7. A need to make some decisions to move things forward, but more so I feel introspection here. You really need to take a good look at your motives and behaviors and focus on what's important and focus on giving more. I feel like this Jack needs to give more than what he has. He's just feeling deadlocked because he feels there's already a separation. And just want one more card for clarification. Okay. A need for healing. There's a need for healing with someone. But I feel like there's a strong connection here as well. There's a strong connection with someone, and there's a need for healing and for things to grow and to start to flourish. I feel like maybe things have been a bit stagnant and deadlocked for a while, and there's a need for you to nourish and nurture this female. Or if you are this female, you need to be nurtured and nourished by this Jack who has been very aloof and cold towards you. And he's focusing on all the wrong things. Don't know how this will develop because I'm not getting an outcome here. I'm just seeing that this is what the energy is at the moment. And there's going to be a need for action here. This deadlock needs to be broken, basically. All right, that's the end. Yay, we're finished. What a relief. I did say to you all that I would try to get the love readings up before the end of the week or the end of the month. And so I have completed them before the end of the month. I now have to go back and make sure I edit out all the noise and the interruptions that I have as I'm doing this. Again, thank you for connecting and for sharing. And please continue to do so. I will put up the mid-month love readings around the 15th of February. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.